Today we're getting real, really personal, about something that totally flipped my digital life upside down for 2 whole months. You know how our phones are practically glued to our hands? And those apps we use every single day, WhatsApp, Instagram, Gmail, all of them, they're just so convenient. Now here's the million-dollar question. Have you ever stopped to think about what they're actually doing with your data? How much of your life are they really seeing? Honestly, for me, it was something I just kind of accepted. Like, oh well, that's just how the internet works. Until it wasn't. I started digging into data privacy, and the more I learned, the more uneasy I got. All those stories about data breaches, targeted ads that feel a little too specific, the thought of my conversations being scanned, it just hit me. We're living with a digital leash, and most of us don't even realize how long it is. So, I decided to do something pretty drastic. For 60 straight days, 2 whole months, I committed to using only encrypted apps. No regular WhatsApp, no normal Gmail, no typical social media. I wanted to see if I could actually function, if it was even possible to live a normal life while prioritizing privacy above all else. And let me tell you guys, it was an adventure. My life didn't just change. It felt like I saw the internet through a whole new lens. You're gonna want to hear this. Okay, so first things first, I had to set some ground rules. Because for a challenge to be successful, there had to be rules. Rule number 1, end-to-end encryption only for communication. This was the big one. That meant no more regular WhatsApp, no Facebook Messenger, no standard SMS. My go-to became Signal. It's open source, truly end-to-end encrypted, and widely respected. I also had Threema as a backup, which is a paid anonymous service. For email, I switched to ProtonMail for its built-in encryption. Phone calls, mostly Signal or encrypted VoIP services. Rule number 2, privacy-focused browse. My usual Chrome, gone. Firefox, only if it was heavily hardened with privacy extensions like uBlock Origin and Privacy Badger. My primary browser became Brave, which blocks trackers by default, and for anything super sensitive, the Tor browser. Rule number 3, no Google, no Apple login for apps. This meant I couldn't download apps from the regular Play Store or App Store. I relied on open-source app stores like F-Droid or third-party anonymous ones like Aurora Store. This immediately limited my app choices a lot. Rule number 4, VPN always on. A virtual private network was my constant companion. I chose a reputable, audited, no-logs VPN service. This made sure my internet traffic was encrypted and my IP address was masked from my ISP and anyone else trying to snoop. Rule number 5, location services to a minimum. Only when absolutely essential, and then immediately turned off. No constant background tracking. Rule number 6, no random app downloads. If an app wasn't clearly privacy-focused or from a trusted open-source repository, it wasn't going on my phone. So, yeah, I basically turned my sleek smartphone into a digital bunker. The setup alone took me a solid day of deleting, installing, configuring, and honestly, a bit of head-scratching. It felt a little overwhelming, like I was moving into a new, smaller apartment. The first 2 weeks were an adjustment. Imagine going from living in a bustling city to a quiet, off-grid cabin. That's what my phone felt like. Communication chaos. This was the biggest slap in the face. My entire social circle is on WhatsApp. Group chats for family, friends, work projects, all inaccessible. I had to text people individually, "Hey, can you download Signal? I'm doing this crazy privacy thing." Most of my close friends and family humored me. Others, not so much. I missed out on a lot of casual banter, spontaneous plans, and shared memes. It felt strangely isolating, even though I was doing it for connection, in a way. Email was slower, but calmer. ProtonMail was a breath of fresh air. No ads, no spam, and knowing my emails were encrypted felt awesome. But the interface was different. It was a trade-off, but one I quickly appreciated. My inbox became a sacred space, not a marketing battlefield. Websites felt clunky without all the trackers and scripts. Some sites wouldn't load properly, others loaded incredibly slowly. It was a constant reminder of how much background stuff is usually happening when you browse. The internet felt like a slower, more deliberate place. Sometimes it was just plain frustrating. "Why isn't this loading?" became my internal mantra. Without the Google Play Store, getting essential apps was a mission. My banking app? Nope. My favorite food delivery service? Nope. Ride sharing? Forget it. I quickly realized how dependent I was on those convenient, identity-linked services. I had to revert to cash, physical cards, and calling for taxis. It was like stepping back in time a decade or two. The learning curve. I spent a surprising amount of time just learning about different encryption standards, how VPNs really work, how to identify trackers. My phone started to feel less like a magic box and more like a tool I actually understood. It was empowering, but also a lot of work. The first 15 days were mostly frustration, digital withdrawal, and a deep appreciation for convenience. After the initial shock wore off, something interesting started to happen. I began to notice the subtle, yet profound changes. The mental calm. This was probably the biggest, unexpected benefit. Without constant notifications from endless apps, without the feeling of being watched or targeted, my digital anxiety went way down. My phone felt less like a demanding boss and more like a quiet companion. I was more present in real life. My attention span felt longer. I wasn't constantly reaching for my phone out of habit. It was genuinely peaceful. Deepening connections. While I lost some casual digital chatter, my conversations with the people who did switch to Signal felt more intentional. We were actively choosing to connect in a more private space. It actually felt like those relationships became a little more meaningful because we were making an effort. Without endless social media feeds, I consumed information differently. I sought out specific news sources, read longer articles, and actually thought about what I was looking at. I felt less overwhelmed by the constant internet noise. My screen time plummeted, and I started picking up books again, or just enjoying quiet moments. No more creepy ads. This was amazing, because my data wasn't being tracked and profiled. The ads I did see were totally generic. No more feeling like my phone was reading my mind. It was a small thing, but incredibly refreshing. A sense of control. For the first time in years, I felt like I was truly in charge of my phone, not the other way around. I understood why apps needed certain permissions, and I had the power to say no. It was empowering to know I was protecting my privacy, actively. This quiet confidence in my digital security was a game changer. I wasn't just a user, I was a guardian of my own data. As the 60 days wound down, I started to grapple with the reality of living this way long term. The truth is, while the benefits were huge for my mental well-being and privacy, the convenience factor remained a giant hurdle. I couldn't ignore the fact that my life, and most people's lives in the US, are deeply intertwined with services that rely on traditional app ecosystems and less private data sharing. Booking flights, ordering food when I was sick, dealing with customer service that only communicates via a proprietary app, quickly paying a friend back, getting instant directions, these everyday tasks became disproportionately difficult. I ended up needing my old phone for emergencies, or for crucial work tasks that simply couldn't function on my privacy-hardened device. This experiment really hammered home the trade-off between privacy and convenience. For many, that trade-off is just too steep. It's a luxury to be able to completely opt out when so much of modern life is built on these less private systems. So, where does that leave me now? Did I throw my encrypted phone out the window and go back to my old ways? Not entirely. My life truly did change forever. I can't unsee what I saw. I'm no longer just passively accepting the digital leash. Here's my biggest takeaway. Complete anonymity or ultimate privacy might be impractical for most of us in daily life, but informed privacy choices are essential. What I'm doing now is a hybrid approach. Signal is now my primary messenger for close friends and family. Proton Mail is my main email. I still use a VPN regularly, especially on public Wi-Fi. I'm much more mindful of app permissions and only download what I truly need from official app stores. I've hardened my browser settings with extensions. And perhaps most importantly, I'm more aware of the data I'm generating and who has access to it. This experiment wasn't about converting everyone to an encrypted-only lifestyle. It's to show what lies beneath the surface of our convenient digital world. It's about empowering you to make your own choices about how much of your data you're willing to share. Because even small steps can make a huge difference in reclaiming your privacy. What are your thoughts on this? Could you ever survive 60 days with only encrypted apps? What's one privacy change you've made or would like to make? Let me know in the comments below. I genuinely want to hear your experiences. If this personal story resonated with you, make sure to smash that like button and share this video. Spread the word and get your friends thinking about their digital privacy. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We'll keep exploring the wild world of tech, privacy, and cybersecurity. Want to see next-gen mobile protection in action? Request a demo of our Tileris AI Agents and discover how real-time threat detection works. Say goodbye to background snooping. Say hello to true digital silence. Thanks for hanging out. Stay safe, stay private, and I'll catch you in the next one.